Every NBA player, good or bad, receives hate at some point in their career. Sometimes it's partially warranted, and other times it's just straight up ridiculous. Today's video, we try to change that and spread some good energy and say one thing I respect about every NBA All-Star. Today's video, we're going to be doing the Western Conference All-Stars, and in a future video, we will cover the Eastern Conference if you enjoy this video. As always, please be sure to let me know in the comments below what you agree with, what you disagree with, and what I should have said and more. If you're new here, please be sure to consider hitting that subscribe button, as next month, March 2024, we are uploading every single day for the entire month for March Madness, even though this is just an NBA, not an NCAA channel. Let's waste no more breath or time. Let's get straight into this with the first man on the list, the captain, LeBron James. For LeBron James, it's pretty simple. His longevity has been nothing but impressive. I have nothing but respect for that. LeBron James has been doing this for 20 years now. Love him, you hate him, you think he's on PEDs. It doesn't matter. The fact that he's stayed healthy, he's stayed consistent, he's won championships, he's won MVPs, he's made it to the finals and lost. The hardware he has acquired is insanely impressive, and it's a true testament to how much he enjoys the game of basketball. There's not really much more to be said about this other than that is what I respect. For Kawhi Leonard, I respect his style of play, his skill set, his style of play, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be respected. He is insanely efficient from all spots on the floor. His well-rounded, dominating offensive game pairs excellently well with his tenacious and annoying defensive approach. If you didn't watch basketball in the 80s or 90s, look no further than the league's own Kawhi Leonard. His mid-range game alone is enough to cause oohs and ahs from any crowd, home or away. And I also love how savvy and confident he is without saying any words. Kawhi Leonard is an absolute dog. Next, we have Kawhi's teammate, Paul George, and what I respect about Paul is his response to injury. Paul, as you guys remember in the USA games, had probably one of, if not the worst injury in NBA history. He could have lied down, taken his career earnings, had a pretty nice life, and called it a career. However, he didn't. Since then, some would say he's transcended into a much more skilled, agile, and better NBA superstar. For that much, you must respect his determination to his craft. I mean, shortly after the injury, just 3 or 4 years later in Oklahoma City, he finished top 3 in MVP and Defensive Player of the Year voting, averaging nearly 28 points on that Thunder team alongside Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony. Paul George, I have so much respect for your determination to get back to the playing form and even become a better, more smart NBA player. Next, we have the former MVP. I guess he MV'd won it last year. Nikola Jokic is a breath of fresh air, and that's what I respect. Nikola plays the game of basketball like no center we've ever seen, with a dominant back to the basket game and eyes on the back of his head. He is virtually unstoppable. Not to mention him hitting clutch 3 after clutch 3 after clutch 3 when it matters from downtown. We saw a ton of that in the Lakers series. This year we saw that half-court heave against the Golden State Warriors. It's just one of those things where you look at Nikola and you almost have to smile or laugh or whatever, because you never would expect this guy who looks like, I don't know, a Serbian Joe Schmo who's 7 feet tall, and then he's the best player in the entire world. I have nothing but respect for Nikola and his game and introducing it to our wonderful league, the NBA. We have another European, Luka Doncic. What I respect about Luka's game is his finesse and patience. I really just respect the fact that he never lets a defender rush him into making the wrong decision. It seems like whatever he does on the floor is right. It's silly to say this, but it's like if Luka makes a pass and it doesn't pan out well, it somehow feels like it's his teammate's fault, not Luka. He averages almost a 34-point triple-double and is virtually unstoppable. Again, I have so much respect for his patience, his approach to the game, and his finesse. Next, we have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, someone who is going to finish top 3, maybe top 1 in the MVP voting this year. And what I respect about him is his leadership and maturity at such a young age. Obviously, Shai was the biggest part of the Clippers trade. I mean, the first round picks were nice, but the biggest asset that's not a draft pick in the Clippers trade to acquire Paul George. And that's a lot. You get drafted by the Clippers, you have a pretty decent playoff series with them, you feel you're growing in an organization, and then you get traded. Some people would just lie down. Not Shai. Shai is a dominant mid-range maestro. He's averaging 30 points a night. He is insanely gifted with the ability to keep his head down, work hard, and just push for more, which is exactly what this young Oklahoma City Thunder team needs at the helm. A lot of respect to Shai, my man. Just keep killing it. For Kevin Durant, I respect his health and change of the game. Kevin Durant was the first Slim Reaper, to be 7 foot, slashing around, shooting, scoring, as a point forward, point guard, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we have seen 7-footers put the ball on the ground, but no one like Kevin Durant, man. He is one of, if not the most talented 3-level scorer of all time. And he really is, as his Instagram handle says and reads, an easy money sniper. Off the court, I also respect how transparent he is about his lifestyle, what he does, who he interacts with. Huge shout out to Kevin Durant, big Kevin Durant fan over here on this channel. Next, we have Karl-Anthony Towns, and what I respect about him is his perseverance. Many people quit on Cat over the last few seasons. They called him soft, said he wasn't great, the Wolves should move on from him, contract wasn't worth it, yada, yada, yada. This season, he is not only making another All-Star appearance, but the Wolves are the 1 seed out west as the Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns experiment is panning off. They're one of the best defenses in the NBA. Cat had a 62-point game this season. I know they lost that, but it's been really fun to watch Cat continue to be an anomaly as one of, this season, he might be the only 7-footer to shoot 40% from 3-point land, and he's been doing it for years on volume 2. Karl-Anthony Towns is a great basketball player. Next, we have Anthony Edwards, Karl's teammate. What can you not expect about Anthony Edwards? His game is brilliant. On and off the court, his personality continues to get better and better. If I had to choose one thing that I would say I respect about Anthony Edwards, it's that I respect his confidence. There's not many people that are willing to talk the talk and then stand directly on business. I absolutely love that. Next, we have Steph Curry, and I guess what you respect about Steph is that he's changed basketball forever. Love it or hate it, man. Little kids instantly run to the gym and let it fly from 3, and that's Steph Curry's fault. Again, whether you love it or hate it. I guess I'm a big fan of watching, the fundamental basketball. Like, I like Tim Duncan, Nikola Jokic is a ton of fun to watch. It makes for more pizzazz, but some people get carried away with it. That's not what this video is about. Nonetheless, I respect Steph for changing the game. Last 2 guys we got are Anthony Davis and Devin Booker. Anthony Davis, the thing I respect about him this season in particular is his health. He's done a great job staying on the court, but what I respect about him all time is his just overall defensive dominance, even dating back to his days in Kentucky. Anthony Davis is just remarkable defensive talent, and I wish that he got more praise in the Defensive Player of the Year category. As he's gotten older, he's slowed down a little bit, but he's still phenomenal. And Devin Booker, it's very simple. What I respect about him is his growth as a player, and he is taking the #1 role on a insanely stacked Phoenix Suns team. 5 years ago, if you said Booker would be the one option on a team with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, formerly Chris Paul, I wouldn't believe it. Devin Booker is taking leaps and bounds to improve his game. But what do you guys think? Was I right about these? Was I wrong about these? What did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, I appreciate your support as always. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Have a great day. Peace.